With how many power fantasies we see every season, and with this season serving us right, with two of the best ones airing at the same time, I did not think I'd be watching any other power fantasy outside of Eminence Shadows and Mistress of Demon King Academy this season, but then I watched 𝗙𝗃𝗏, and it didn't blow my mind away or anything, but I had a fun time watching the show and I genuinely enjoyed it. And if you also like fun and dumb violence in anime, you are sure to love this show as well. The first thing you'll notice about 𝗙𝗃𝗏 if you have watched the Kingsman movie franchise is that it gives off a very similar vibe. A secret organization that works behind the business front, guys and girls in tailor-made suits working against an enemy with a similar goal. So if you've been craving Kingsman and don't mind a little bit of anime shenanigans to go along with it, this one will fit your appetite right. The show revolves around a deck of 52 cards called X cards, which is granted the user who is using the card some sort of unique superpower. We have had a user who can turn everything he touches to marbles, another who is essentially immortal, and another who has, get this, instant delivery as a superpower, and I'm not kidding. So with so many different superpowers, some very normal, some weird, and some you would expect to see in your typical power fantasy, the show is going to get crazy and creative with its fights. And it does. And how strong and unique these powers are depend on how strong that card would be in your typical deck of playing cards. That's why our protagonist, who has 2 of spades, has potentially the most boring and uninteresting power in the show, which is not to say that the fights he does get involved in are boring, though it's because it's interesting to see how he uses this very normal superpower of being able to shoot bullets straight and create infinite ammunitions to fight against other people who have actual superpowers. The story itself is pretty standard. Finn Oldman, so the protagonist of the show, is trying to make money by pickpocketing to help save the orphanage he grew up in from being demolished. But since he can't sell the stuff that he stole, he decides, hey, I know a better idea. Why don't I go gambling? Then he goes to Bill Land, which is essentially Las Vegas of this world, meets another card user, shit goes down, anime happens, and he ultimately ends up in 𝗙𝗃𝗏. And 𝗙𝗃𝗏 is basically the secret organization like Kingsman I was talking about earlier, which is working under the King of Four Lands, so the country that this anime is set on, to collect these X cards, which are scattered all over the kingdom, while going up against opponents also after the cards, all while working as luxury car dealers to maintain a front. There are 4 other members in 𝗙𝗃𝗏 with their very own superpowers, and they are a lot more interesting than that of our protagonist. We have Chris, who is basically immortal, Leo, who has the superpower of instant delivery, Wendy, who is my favorite, with a giant samurai sword that can slice everything it touches like butter, and Vijay, who can control plants to his will. And all of them have actually decent and likable personalities. And they have a very entertaining chemistry amongst one another, both with their personalities and superpowers. So with me saying all this, it should be clear that this is not a serious show. It is mostly an action comedy with some serious moments thrown in. Therefore, if you are looking for a show with serious story and in-depth characters, even though the characters are likable and have decent backstories, I don't think this one will be the show for you. Vinland Saga has got you covered. But if you are looking for a show with dumb violence and superpowers, or just wanna watch what Kingsman would be like if it was anime, you should definitely give this one a go. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'd really appreciate if you could drop a like and subscribe if you made it to this point, and also maybe drop a comment on how you felt about this video or the anime itself. Catch you in the next one.